Fellas, have you ever wished you were a little bit taller? Conzuri makes shoes that make you up to 2.8 inches taller without anyone knowing. Look, guys, girls get heels, makeup, and push up bras. Why can't men get a boost in confidence too? For now, for a limited time only, our listeners get an extra 15% off your order with the promo code FRATCHAT at Kanzuri.com. This site is already 30% off, and with our promo code, you can get an extra 15% off. That's 45% off for your entire order. Support our show and check them out at CONZURI.com and use the promo code FRATCHAT.
Oh my god, it's a ginger! Run!
No, it's not.
It's so red. What do you mean?
I
Look
think
at
it's
that.
just the lighting. I can tan.
The lighting makes it red.
I can tan. And I have a soul. I'm not a ginger.
Question counts.
Hey, start the fucking show, dude. I don't want to talk about this again.
Yeah, we're gonna do this in 3, 2, 1.
What are you doing?
Testes in my mouth.
Get on the ground, you fucking pledge.
Ew.
Welcome to the greatest podcast experience of your life. This is the Frat Chat Podcast.
All young men like 3 things. Food, booze, pussy.
Featuring Carlos Garcia and Chris
And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time. It's the Frat Chat Podcast. I'm Carlos Garcia with Chris the Ginger Simo Moore. How's it going, Mr. Moore?
I don't like that intro. I'm doing okay.
We're having a bit of that red July.
I'm having a little bit of feedback. Can you hear that?
Right now, you're good. There we go. Just don't move.
I shouldn't touch anything. A little bit of red July. What do you mean?
Yeah, red July because of you. You blossomed into your red summer sun.
Oh my god! I thought you were talking about the smog.
Oh, the smog, or someone's period. It's not so red. This round isn't as bad as the last round. The last one, I remember, it smelled like a fucking like a campfire everywhere. So this one's not so bad. It's like normal, at least. I was just out there, but it definitely feels a little different. Yeah. So
if you
gotta ask,
I have some friends in California, and they're like, "Oh, a little bit of smog, a little bit of smoke in the air." And I'm like, "Bitch, you have palm trees. When's the last time you shoveled snow from your driveway, you whore? Shut the fuck up. You guys still win. You win always. We're allowed to complain in New York."
Yeah, California. I mean, I've never been to Skid Row, but I don't want to. So California wins.
Speaking of Skid Row, well, sort of, or just skids. So the other day I had to pee so bad, and so when I have to pee really, really bad, I don't even bother aiming. I just sit down.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Good. Yeah, when you gotta like go and you gotta explode. But how do you aim if you sit down, anyways?
I sit down and just point it down.
Oh,
like God. If you're pooping. Like if you're pooping.
If you don't aim it down, it can go through the seat crack.
I think that my dick is too big to worry about that. Because the weight of it hangs down anyway. So anyway, I had to be really bad, and I was like, can you hear me okay? Okay. I had to pee really bad, so I figured I'll just sit down, because my assumption is that if I don't sit down, it's gonna like just explode and spray. I never had it spray, but that's just my assumption. So anyway, sitting down, I pulled my undies down and looked down, and it looked like I peed myself. And I said, "Oh my God, I'm 38 years old. I cannot believe it." And then I was inspecting it as I was peeing, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is just really bad ass crack sweat." My undies are
Oh,
soaked from ass crack sweat. It didn't smell like piss. It smelled like ass. And I was so excited that I didn't pee myself. But I was also like, this is a lot of ass crack sweat. So my question for you is, I use I use the I use Manscaped for my nuts, but can I use that on my ass crack?
yeah. As long as you don't put it in your asshole, you can
I
use it on
use
your.
I use all the formulations for I use my formulations for ball sweat, but I never
Yeah,
think about ass
but you gotta
crack
know
sweat.
this. That ball sweat is gonna go somewhere if you cut it off at the source. You know, you gotta so it runs away and it becomes ass sweat. So you gotta get the whole area. That's why. That's why I have Julie put it on for me. I just lay down and lift my legs up. You know, she puts it on me like a baby. And
That's
slides on
nice.
everywhere. It's a good way to start
But
the day, to be honest. If you feel pretty pampered, you know what I mean. I don't need her to make me breakfast. I just need her to, put the formulations on my ass.
I just feel like maybe they should consider just a spray to give your ass crack a light dusting.
Or maybe like those computer things that it's like air in a can and you just like put it through the keyboard like just need that. Manscaped ass duster.
That's funny.
That's what we need. Manscaped. Are you listening? You guys better be writing this shit down because we're giving you gold here, the Frat Chat podcast, and we'll take 5% of sales, obviously.
I wonder what if I took a balloon and I put it over the head of my dick and I took that air blower and blowed it directly in my asshole. Would it blow the balloon up?
I don't think.
That's a cool experiment, though, right?
I mean, the one way to test it out would be the reverse effect. Next time when you get a blowjob, just have someone blow on it and see if you fart.
I should put like baby powder on my asshole, and then if there's a cloud of smoke, that's how we know. Because it may not be a loud, audible, but it might be more of like a.
Yeah, just be. You never know. Could be a homemade enema.
Yeah, boy.
You just need a smarter on the other end and blow. Just watch the white walls. You never know.
Osmar and I got in an argument the other day about something that I hung on the wall, and we argued over 6 inches whether she hung higher or lower. And I'm like, fucking gays. Like, come on. Are we really wasting our energy on whether or not this poster should be 6 inches higher or lower?
Yeah, but you say that now, but you didn't just, back off on your positioning. You wanted it your way.
Because I'm right.
You see, there you go. There you go. I think I just need to see a picture of the before and after so I can make an inference for myself.
I'll show it to you, and you're gonna agree with me, so it's fine.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, Mr. Mo, I got some what the fuck news for you. Because
what the fuck news? What the fuck?
As of right now, as of literally this second, well, on good side of news, Maryland has legal weed as right now when we're recording this. But of course, you go to Idaho, and they got some freaky deaky laws coming into effect, especially the one reinstating the firing squad as an alternative form of execution when the lethal injection is not available. They're bringing back the fucking fire squad. And I got the story from IdahoCapitalSun.com. And prior to this, the lethal injection was the only form of execution allowed in the state. But apparently, Idaho Department of Correction officials have been having trouble obtaining the chemicals to carry out the planned execution of Gerald Pizzuto Jr., who was convicted of murdering 2 people outside of McCall in 1985.
That's when I was born.
Oh, yay! Happy birthday!
Yeah. Let's make it about me. Hey, guys. Just kidding. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
So the state apparently had tried to kill him December 15th and March 23rd, which is actually my mom's birthday. So happy birthday, Mom. But
Oh, happy birthday, Mom!
they had to cancel the executions because they couldn't get the chemical pentobarbital. There you go, pentobarbital. And so, since 1976, there have actually been 3 executions in the U.S. carried out by firing squad, all of which were in Utah. Which somehow doesn't shock me. I thought it'd be Texas, though, but that's just me. The bill takes effect today. The state still is going to have to build this facility to carry out executions by firing squad, because they come up with like procedures for using them. And then the state representative hopes that the state succeeds in obtaining the lethal injection chemicals, never has to use the firing squad. But it's like, what the fuck? She even says herself, I thought it was an absolutely terrible idea. My hope is that it never gets used. But really, dude, like, if you think it's a terrible idea, why is this happening?
I'm so confused on so many levels. So first of all, I don't understand, why can't you just make more chemicals? Just make more. Because I feel like that's less expensive than building a whole facility.
In a fire.
And yeah, like that's like, I'm thinking about the payroll and the construction versus just ordering more of the drug. But I'm also confused because I thought pentobarbital was the blue solution that you put combs in at the hair cuttery, the barber shop, right?
Maybe that's why it's in shortage. Those damn hair cutteries.
So don't drink that stuff, guys. Is that what it's called? The blue stuff?
I don't fucking know.
Let me Google it.
It's like an anesthetic. So, because there's like 3 chemicals that they inject you with. I think that's one of the ones that like calm you down, so you don't hurt too much when you die. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm looking up blue chemical hair salon.
And while you look that up, also the firing squad, it's not really the most humane way to go. So you're just kind of getting shot up in multiple places. It's like until something hits you, like in the head, and you go down. But it's like, yeah, I think you got to come up with something better, dude. I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, barbicide. I'm wrong, guys. I'm sorry. You can drink barbicide.
Close. Like that wasn't even.
Guys, earlier I stated, let me correct. I said, do not drink the blue liquid at the hair cuttery because it's the same thing that they murder murderers with. But I'm wrong. You can drink the blue stuff that they clean the combs with. I also feel like if you really like want to show, because the firing squad is like so dramatic. If you really just want a good show, don't you think that electric chair is so much more exciting?
Yeah, but electric chair is, I feel like, scarier of a show, and the person also shits themselves after, so it's kind of like that.
Yeah, shit isn't any harder to clean up than like blood and guts all over the place.
That's true, but I'd rather clean up blood.
It just stinks more.
Like they had to, like Ted Bundy, they showed it in his movie, as before they walk him down to the electric chair to kill him. They're like, "Sorry, Ted, but we got to do this because people shit themselves." And they turn him over and they like stick cotton up his ass, and he's like, "Ah!" And they put a diaper on him. And they like shave his head part, so they can put the thing on it. It's like a pretty humiliating way to go. Which I guess if you're a fucking, like a Ted Bundy asshole, good for you.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I think, see, this is where I'm like, the death penalty is tough because some people deserve to go, but I still think living life in prison is way worse than just getting to die.
My friend, I'm not gonna mention his name, but my friend who's running for office, he is like, I don't believe in the death penalty. I don't believe in life in prison. Everyone can be rehabilitated. And I'm like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Because, for example,
now.
like Jeffrey Fogel,
Jared
He-
Fogle,
Oh,
Subway guy,
yep.
right?
I think I joined Jeffrey
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Epstein and Jared Fogle
Oh,
together. Okay, so Jared Fogle,
Stupid pedophile.
he needs to be in jail forever because where there's kids around, there's temptation, and there's no medicine to cure that. If you're a diddler, you are one of the biggest menaces to society. He should be in jail for life, I think. I don't know if he should be shot execution style, but I think he should be in jail forever. That's just my opinion. I think we should be more intense with the diddlers. But when it comes to like murderers, I feel like it's a lot of money to keep them in jails for a long time. Like if you were a mass shooter and you took the life of so many people, then I think, eye for an eye, like the government gets to take your life so that we don't have to spend money on you to feed you and then make sure that you're healthy and safe for the rest of your life. I don't know. That's where my mind goes sometimes.
That's where I disagree, because a lot of those people want to die. And that's why most of them try to do like the murder-suicide thing. But there's one thing, healthy and safe is not two things that the government tries to do for anybody in jail. So,
well, I mean, they have better conditions than living on the street. So some people would prefer to be in jail than living on the street. That's why some people commit crimes so they can live in the winter.
Some people, yes, but that's a very small percentage. Like as far as like the regular average murderer on the street goes, their conditions in jail are not that good. Because even if you're separated from the population, that means you spend 23 hours in your little tiny cell and you're by yourself all fucking day. So a lot of them, even I was actually randomly reading about this yesterday. A lot of people, once they spend enough time in isolation, they say, fuck it, I'm going to take my chances getting stabbed in the general population because I'm going crazy here. In general population, unless you're rich. Now, there are those nice country club jails, which would be nice. Vacation from my life here. But on average, man, like you go to jails like Rikers and shit.
Well, to be honest, I was only saying healthy and safe, just assuming they got a meal every day.
Yeah, but
that was my version of healthy. Like you have a bologna sandwich 3 times a day, good for you, and an apple, good.
Yeah, no,
good for you. You made it.
And some sex in the showers. Like, what's the life? Who do I kill to go here? Sounds magical.
Summer is coming. Are you ready to unveil your beach bod? Manscaped is here to ensure your body is ready for the wild with their game-changing full-body grooming and hygiene products. Don't be the guy at the beach with Austin Powers chest hair, baby. And if you grew some winter man tits, the least you can do is make sure they're hairless. The ladies love those hairless titties, believe you me. It's time to get ready for hot guy summer by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the promo code FRATCHAT.
Have you ever seen American History X?
Oh, yeah. That movie's fucked.
I remember one of my friends, like right when I came out of the closet, I had a friend that I used to go to the gay bars with, like my one friend that was gay. And like, we would talk about all sorts of things. And one of the things we would talk about how there isn't much like gay exposure or gay characters or gay scenarios in a lot of TV shows. And then he was like, he's like, have you ever jacked off to that scene where Edward Norton is getting raped in the shower? And I was like, absolutely not. That's horrifying. Are you kidding me? He's like, you don't think it's hot? No, I don't think rape is ever hot, actually.
No.
But he was like, no, but isn't that like a fantasy? I'm like, no, that is such a horrifying scene. There's nothing good about that. Ugh. He's like, they were also hot, right? No, he had a swastika on him. That's not attractive.
Yeah, no. And I will say Edward Norton got himself in very good shape for that movie. But no.
Oh yeah.
Skinhead sex, skinhead rape is never attractive. Ugh.
No way. Johnny, if you can hear me, that is really a red flag.
Yeah. Kind of weird, dude. You should
really weird.
You should go to therapy, maybe. And thanks for listening, by the way. But you're kind of.
And when I say it's my friend, it really is it's not me, it's my friend.
Sure.
My friend said my friend has this problem. My friend has this problem, but it's definitely not me. He's 6 foot tall. He has reddish, brownish hair. He has a really gay Midwestern voice, but I swear it's not me.
It's not me. It's not me. You can't prove that at all. Oh, Lord.
But he's definitely not a ginger.
No.
Just to throw that out there.
Totally. Unless you just look at him like right now. But other than that, Anyways, Mr. Mo, I believe it is time to get to it. Time to poop. You gotta go again?
No, I always do a pre-show poop. It's just whether I'm on stage or the podcast, I just think it's nice to like cleanse your tubes.
Oh, hell yeah, it's good luck. So I support your.
It is.
But
I don't be bloated when I'm talking.
That's true. That's true. That's why he looks so skinny on stage. And that's why Mr. Mo is also ready to get the show on the road, because we're going to talk to you about summertime. We're going to talk to you about the 4th of July, which is like literally when this episode airs right now. You can take advantage of this. So I hope you're ready, because you can run to the store as soon as we're done with this episode. And we'll give you some ideas, because we're going to talk about the best ways to enjoy not just your 4th of July, but your rest of summer, baby, with some cool, classic, fun, exciting, exhilarating, epic drinking games. Oh, yeah. I gotta do the voice. We got some fun ones. We got some fun ones. Again, from some classic ones that you probably grew up with back in your day, to maybe some newer ones you never played, to an epic one that I'll let Mr. Mo get to, that we used to do back in the frat days. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun list. This is gonna be a fun list. And note, we got a couple of games to play indoors or outdoors, because we don't know what the weather's gonna be like, or if Canada is gonna fucking blow up again.
This might be my favoriteest topic ever.
Likes it so much, he makes up words like favoritist.
Most favoritist. Most favorite.
My favorite, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, well, when you were like, I was actually reading about this yesterday, I thought to myself, guess what I wasn't doing? Reading about anything ever. Okay, so I I have an honorable mention.
Go on.
It's not really a game. But it used to be a fun pregame thing, and I feel like a pregame is a game.
Yeah.
Pre-gaming is gaming. It's just what you do.
Sometimes you play actual games like the ones on this list to pregame. But yeah, pregame is fun. Like you could do a power hour. It's pregame.
If I go like this, does it make me look skinnier or make me look deformed when I put my shoulders back?
You definitely look like you are like exposing yourself.
Oh, I do? Oh, I was going for a thinner silhouette.
It looks like you're like popping out of a tree, like, hello, children.
Oh. I'm not going for a Dibbler vibe. Okay, never mind. Listeners, I smoked up. I smoked up a little bit before this show. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, now I know. You know, we're all works in progress. You know, you live and you learn. Okay, so my honorable mention is just taking turns doing beer bongs. But I'm not a big fan of shotgunning, because I feel like shotgunning wastes so much beer. I feel like there's so much of a mess. No one does it right.
People fucking try to cheat and act like they're like, winning instead of drinking all the beer. So then they pop it open and it splashes everywhere, and then they go like, and it's just like wasting everywhere. Yeah. Like, I'm done. It's like, listen, you did not drink a sip of that beer.
Yeah, or they'll have like 2 sips and throw down the ground, and you see it still like leaking out, and they're like, yeah.
Dude, you drank none of that, you fucking asshole.
I know. So I think that the only true way to do a shotgun is to shotgun a tall boy, just to ensure that you drink enough.
Shotgun a tall boy. That's a good one. I don't think I've ever have shotgun a tall boy, but I did shotgun an original Four Loko, which was the size of a tall boy.
Yeah,
it did not end well. Those were. I get why they changed
Four Loko. Was that when it had the caffeine in it too? So afterwards, you're like,
yeah, the OG. I did it as a pregame, and I thought it was a great idea. I think I woke up.
Lucky.
It was like we were going away to a social or something. It was back in college for sure, but I was like on the bus, and like I had like a come down from all the caffeine, and I like was like almost like shut down. And then I woke up like 20 minutes later, like, oh God, like I thought my heart had stopped. It was really bad. And then I got up and I drank the rest of the night. So it was not, I guess I survived and did well. Might have went on the way to a crush party actually, but it was something we needed to take a bus to get to Baltimore. And I wanted to be like shithouse. So that's why I did it. But
Brad, I'm not gonna say his last name. I shouldn't have said his first name. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Brad in college, yes. Good luck tracing that one.
In our fraternity, he on the way down to the crush party made me hold a penny against the seat in front of me for the entire length of when I was pledging, the entire length of the ride.
That was a pleasure for us all night. Did you ever have to do that? Oh,
really?
We had to put the penny on our nose against the wall.
I don't remember doing that.
Yeah, I think
maybe it was my nose on the back of the seat. I don't really remember too well.
And
but
if you dropped the penny, you got hazed, and literally one by one, they would send us down to the basement, and they would ask you questions. And if you got the questions right, they would give you like a cookie and milk. If you got it wrong, they would haze the shit out of you. But you would hear, when you're up there with those people getting asked questions like, "Are you a fucking idiot?
Do you know anything about life, you fucking asshole?"
So luckily, I could hear the questions, and I asked a good friend of mine, a friend of the show, Giametta, and say, "Hey, what's all this information?" And he would just feed me shit. So I got all my stuff right when I went down there. That was a good night. But yeah.
Well, I didn't get any questions. I just had to hold a fucking penny against the seat in front of me, and I was so embarrassed because he did this in front of all these girls, and half the girls I invited, and I sold all these tickets, right? And then I couldn't like chat with them on the way down there because I was like, yes, sir, brother Brad, yes, sir.
You see, they never did anything like that in public. You should have been like, fuck you, bitch. Make me put the fucking penny on my nose. Make me, bitch.
One time at my apartment, he was drinking, and then he just like scrolled me out of my own bed. He was like, I'm sleeping there.
What?
And I was like, can we do that? But he was a lot bigger than me. I was like, I don't know. And then he barked all over my bed. I was like, oh fuck! I should have made him sleep on like bed? Yeah, I was like, he should have just slept on the fucking tile floor in the kitchen.
Yeah, no, that's a no. Some asshole would try to scroll me out of my own chair, my couch, and I was like, "You can get the fuck out of here!" Like outside these four walls, man. I'll play your little pledge game, but I pay the rent here, asshole. So you're gonna physically try to remove me. Trust me, it's not gonna end well. He looked at my roommate. He's like, "He's a pledge," and he's like, "What are you gonna do about it?"
Dude, let me tell you, you looked the way that you did in college, so you could, buck up. I looked the way that I did in college, and so sometimes I had to kind of just like, okay, guys. Okay. It wasn't that I was like really mad that I would flip out and like poop on someone's clothes, but like,
that's true.
But I always say crazy shit. I couldn't really buck up at the moment unless I had a handful of poop.
So just very evil revenge is what you're.
Oh my gosh, I was the worst.
What is the worst thing you think you did before we get right to the topic?
Okay, the worst thing I think I did was not to a fraternity brother, but when I was in college, I worked at Guess Jeans, and you had to have a college degree of any sort as a prerequisite to be a shop manager. Okay. And the shop manager, I think, was let go, and the district manager's niece became a new shop manager. And she did not have a college degree. She was actually a year younger than me. So she didn't have the prerequisites to be the shop manager. And whenever I needed a manager to give me like an approval to do like a return or like a refund or an exchange of some sort, I couldn't find her because she was always in the dressing room trying on clothes. It was just like fun for her. Her friends would come to the mall and they would go off and like shop and have fun. But we just didn't have the support that we needed from a manager because the managers have all these particular like access codes and credentials and permissions. So anyway, I used to always like walk up to her car at night, and then I remember I kind of complained about something, and we argued and I quit. I was like, whatever, like I can't deal with this. Like you need to grow up. and it was just a really bad situation, and I was so upset that I visited my parents, and I went in the backyard and I picked up all the dog shit, put it in the plastic bag, because we would just let the dog in the backyard to go take a dump. So I
Right.
scooped up all the poop, put it in a plastic bag. I took it to the parking lot where I knew her car was the next day, and I stuffed dog shit underneath every door handle.
Ah.
Sorry. I mean, you asked, but I was like, I was so nice to this girl, and I approached her with kindness every time. And then finally, when I was like, I complained about one thing, like she would like let me have it and like screamed at me in front of everyone. And I was like, I don't let people talk to me like that. I am out of here. But
Yeah.
I thought,
I
you know
hate
what?
you. Get the fuck out of here. No one fucks with Shimos. No one.
Hey guys. Hey guys. No.
Yeah, do you know who I am? Yes, you can sleep in my bed.
It's like,
Brother Brad. Meet our new intern, Colin Simo. What's up, guys?
no, I'm not Michael Phelps' slow little brother. I'm Chris Moore. I'm my own person. Right?
It's me.
Hey, dude, look how different that face is to this face.
Yeah.
Look at the difference in the nose, the cheekbones, the chin, the lips, everything.
Notice young Chris has something going on for him. He's not a ginger. You turned
Do you
it
think my
all
hair
in.
is getting lighter because it's gonna turn white when I turn 40? Maybe I'll be the next Anderson Cooper.
You get that's what happens when you get all the surgeries. The ginger genes were activated.
Yeah. If I knew then what I knew now, I would never.
Every time Simo gets a Botox injection, a piece of his soul dies inside.
Yeah. I mean, it is a toxin. That makes sense.
There you go. Anyways, let's get to our list. Mr. Mo, would you like to go first? Would you like me to go first?
I think you should go first.
Okay, I will go first. Okay. Well, the first one is a classic one. You gotta obviously start with this one. You can play it inside, you can play it outside, you can play it in a pool if you get one of those floaty thingies. You can play
Oh, like the styrofoam ones?
Yeah.
Oh, I've done that. That's fun.
You can use it on a ping pong table. You can make it on a dinner table. You can use any fucking table as long as it's regulation size and you don't lean your bows or your hands over it. Of course, I'm talking about beer pong, baby. And I'm talking about traditional beer pong. Two little ping pong balls. You throw the thingies. I know you can use the fucking paddles too, but you know, I call it beer pong.
No paddles. It's too much.
Because I remember this root. There's like, no, the one you throw is like Beirut. It's like, shut the fuck up. If you call it root, you're a jerk, and I hate you. It's called beer pong. Damn it! You get two balls, and you got either traditional 6-cup pong, or you can go bigger. You know, we played up to 100-cup pong, which is pretty epic stuff. But then you need more partners, or else you get a little too drunk. Yeah, you just got to chuck that bad boy, and you can chuck it or bounce it. If you bounce it, it's 2 cups.
Correct.
If you both make it, if you and your partner both make it in a cup, I think that's game. If you both make
it the same cup,
in different cups, it's 2 cups. Like you take those 2 away plus another 2. But yeah, if you get
I don't remember that rule, but I do remember that girls were able to blow it out and guys could finger it out.
And that's if it's rimming. If the ball is rimming around.
Yeah, if it's a toilet bowl ball, that's what I call them.
It's 2 fingers. You know?
2 fingers. I don't know the girls that you dated because I was always like this. So another rule that I had just to keep it going, this is just my own house rules, because in college I think most people would, maybe not, maybe just me, I posted the rules on the wall so there's no confusion.
House was a lot.
House rules should be posted in the house. Actually, at one point I used a magic marker and just wrote it on the wall. and so we had to paint over that when we left. But I was like, listen, this is important, so I'm going to make this permanent. But anyway, if you threw over the table and it didn't hit any cup, then you had to take away one of your own cups, unless it was the last cup. And that way it got the tables moving faster, because if I had 30 people over and there's a sign-up sheet and everyone wants to play, sometimes the games could go on forever, especially the more drunk you got. So I was like, all right, guys, we're going to do this. But that was the rule. And we were allowed to do one re-rack throughout the round.
Yep,
and so I would always aim for a diamond.
Mm-hmm. Same. I like the diamond formation. And we would do one re-rack if it's 6 cups, 2 re-racks if it's 10 cup.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, those are the days. I
I
used to
know,
take the closet door off in my dorm.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Put it over 2 chairs, and when we would just fill it with water, and then we would have our beers hidden under our bed or something. And so then the RA would knock on the door and be like, I know you're playing beer pong. I'm like, actually, it's water pong. We are practicing it for when we're of age to drink. Thank you. But then we would have everything stashed, or we would have like shots lined up, and every time you got a ball and the other team had to take a shot, something like that. Anywho, and also how far did you fill it up? I don't think you should fill it up halfway. I think you should just fill it up maybe a third of the quarter.
Not big,
yeah, not a lot, right?
Totally. Because if you do like a full cup like that, someone's gonna throw up. Because the
totally
beer gets warm too, and it's like you don't want to necessarily drink too much of it. The cups get all disgusting too, so it's kind of better off not.
Man.
But also, if it's too full, then like the ball's gonna go in regardless, because you want the cup to have a little bit of a give to it. So if it's too full, the ball's just gonna bounce in. It's gonna be hollow and just drop right in. So you don't want to fill up your cups too much. Give it a little leeway, brother.
Isn't that so funny after COVID that now we're like, I don't want to drink after you, but in college, those ping pong balls would be all over the gross floor, and everyone's mouth would be on the same cup, and we're like, kind of like, whatever.
Yeah, and then the ball would like roll under a couch. You pull it out, there's like shit all over it. So it's okay. I'll put it in the water cup.
Yeah, and the water cup always had so much hair in it. And we're like, whatever, it's clean, it's water.
What do you mean? It's in the water cup. It's clean.
Yeah. Listen, I put my nuts in the water cup, and now my nuts are clean. Who cares?
Before Manscaped, we had the water cup.
Yeah. Dab a little. Did I ever tell you that I used to take my scrotum and I would stretch it out and put water on my scrotum as if it was like a bird bath, and I would flap it like this so that my dick would go in the water.
Why'd you do that? Why would anybody learn to do that? What it's like, I'm gonna make it.
I was such a creep. I bet, hey guys, do you know what a bird bath is? Check this out. Or people be like, hey Chris, shut under your bird bath. Oh, you want to see?
The old bird bath trick. Oh, God.
Anyway, okay, so here's my first one. And to coincide with your game, I think this is another very iconic game, and it's called Flip Cup. Remember that?
Yeah, I love some flip. That's actually Julie's favorite drinking game.
Oh, okay. So you need to have 2 teams of an even number. It can be 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3, 4 versus 4, or you can even have 2 or more teams. But as long as it's the same amount of people, and you line up some cups with maybe like a quarter of the cup filled with beer, and these are like solo cups. And the purpose of the game is, or the way you play is, one person in the line will drink the beer, and once the beer is consumed, they put the cup halfway on the table, and they flip it from underneath and try to flip the cup over to land upside down.
Yep.
And once it lands upside down, then the next person would drink theirs and then try to flip their cup, and whichever team flipped all the cups first won. Yeah. And then in college, we would always wager something fun, like a 30-pack, a blowy, things like that.
especially at the all guy parties.
Yeah. All right, guys. I win. It looks like I gotta blow everyone's dick. All right, I'll do it. I lost. All right, looks like I gotta blow everyone's dick. All right, I'll do it.
Well, Sibo's a really good brother, guys.
Yeah,
That's why he always has a ponytail.
someone has to do it. I would put it in 2 ponytails, pigtails, so you had handlebars.
Yeah. Oh God. Yes, Flip Cup was a super fun one, and one that would get very heated though, because
Yeah.
even your own team it would get very heated because you're watching sometimes, like your partner can't flip the goddamn cup and everybody's waiting and you're like in the end like, come on asshole, what the fuck are you doing? And they get in their head even more, so it makes them fuck up the flip. So it would create a lot of internal tensions in the team, or when it would be close finishes like, no, I flipped mine first, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. I think, speaking of asshole, there was a game called Asshole that we would play, but I don't remember the rules. And I think that was a generation ahead of me, so I didn't put it on the list.
Yeah, so was
So
I.
any of our older listeners, if you remember the rules of Asshole, please message me and walk me through it.
That would have been if we did like a top 15 list, maybe I would have put it on. But
Yeah.
As was kind of like a slow day kind of a game. You sit there with your deck of cards, whatever. These games, I like to get amped. It's summertime. You want to have a good time, brother? I got my Moonlight tank on, brother. It's half the time. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I like to play games that get my blood going, get me pumped up. Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Like this next one is actually kind of a slight variation of Flip Cup, but it gets you psyched. It's called Slap Cup. And
I've never heard of Slap Cup.
Slap Cup's awesome. I'm surprised you haven't heard of this one. You have in a table, you have you fill up the table with a bunch of cups, essentially, just a bunch of empty cups. And in the middle of that is a full solo cup with just topped up with beer. And what you want to do, all the other cups, you have a little bit of beer like you would in Flip Cup. And essentially, you're going around a circle and you have a ping pong ball and you just have to bounce a ping pong ball, one bounce into a cup, then flip it. Well, you bounce it, drink it, then flip it, just like you would Flip Cup. If you get it done, you get to pass your cup to the right or to whoever it is on the table. If you do it in one try, you get to do whoever you want on the table. If you do anything other than one try, you just go to the right to keep it moving. What the end goal is that you want to be done before the person to the right of you is. And when you do that, you can slap their cup away. So then they have to take another cup, chug it, and keep trying to flip it until, until they can pass the ball and keep moving. But you want to keep fucking someone, essentially, because whoever at the end of it, the last cup that's going to be left is that big one. So whoever gets fucked in the end has to chug that giant thing, which starts getting warmer and stuff.
No, we should do one day.
It's very violent.
So, you know how we go to McCoy's after the show sometimes? Hey, shout out to McCoy's on 9th Avenue in Hell's Kitchen. You guys take really good care of us. They brew some of their own beer. It's an Irish bar, and they have legit Irish people or really good actors bartending. So
have a good accent.
Would it be so funny or just fun in general if we brought a whole bunch of solo cups and had our own games in that back table?
That would be fucking sweet. And we always get the back area because we come with 12 people after the show.
They recognize us now. They're like, oh, you guys are the comedians.
Yeah, maybe we'll ask them. We'll bring some solo cups. And we could maybe do something out of it, like a little tournament or something. I don't know. That'd be fun.
That would be really fun.
Yeah,
or any gay bar. And then if they say anything, say, I'm sorry, is this because it's more like a straight type of activity? Okay, I see where this is going. Okay. Yeah.
Discrimination.
I'm calling the Office of Civil Rights tomorrow morning. Thank you. Okay, so my next one is almost a little related because it's called
Just like your
Slap
first
the
one.
Bag. So, slap the bag is when you're approached by someone holding a bag of wine from a box of wine with like the spigot facing down. And all you have to do is you just squat to the proper height, position your mouth underneath like the spigot without touching it with your lips. Actually, we need to touch with our lips, but because of COVID, you shouldn't do that. So that's important. And just let the wine fall in your mouth as you chug. So you just try to chug as much as you can. And then either before or after, you would slap the bag. I think it's best to use Franzia crisp white to avoid stains because red wine stains, and also red wine is known to contribute to migraines.
Totally. And red wine, people would always spill the red wine everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I remember slapping the bag, but it's
Funny
not.
that people call it slap the bladder.
Yeah, I feel like it's much more of a, what is it? It's like a pump up activity. You know what I mean? Like you see someone's like sitting there, kind of not having a good time. Slap the bag, brother. You can't have a bad time after you slap the bag. I don't even like drinking wine, but slapping the bag is awesome. And then all of a sudden you get told to slap the bag, and there's like a circle of people around you. You know, like yeah. But whoever's holding the bag has to make sure they do a good job holding it, because I've had a couple of times where I hit the bag went fucking flying that way, and that's not good. You gotta have solid bag holding, brother.
You can't punch the bag, Carlos. You're supposed to slap like a bitch, like a pinata.
I was the pinata killer, brother. That's exactly what I thought of when someone actually put a slap in the bag in front of me. I'd be like, oh, okay. I wanted to get to the fucking candy, dude.
Understandable. I understand that.
I would turn into a serial killer around pinatas. So something inside of me wake up and someone told me to slap a bag. I pretend it's my mom. I am good enough, Mom. I'm sure, just kidding. I love my mom. Shout out, Mom. You don't depress me that much anymore. Anyways,
Thank you, therapy.
Slap the bag is a classic. And this next one is another one that's also a classic, and one that every college campus in America definitely plays. And there's one that it would work for an inside rainy day too, because we don't know what the temp is going to be like on Tuesday just yet. It could be shitty, could be, could be good, but we don't know.
We'll talk about regarding 4th of July.
Yeah, buddy.
I hope it's nice.
Yeah, me too. But who knows? So
let's all go to the beach, guys.
Yeah. Well, this next one you probably don't want to play at the beach because it might get messy. But I'm talking about Kings, yo.
Oh, I love Kings. What are your rules?
Kings was a good one. You got to have a deck of cards. So that's all you need. You need a deck of cards and beer. Or maybe you can use Trulies. Anything alcohol related in a can.
Or Jungle Juice.
Yeah, but not really, because in the middle you got to put it in the tab. So basically, you put all your cards upside down, and you pick a card at random. And as you do it, you put it in the tab of the beer or Truly, whatever you want to do. And there's a rule with each card that you pick out by the number or letter, whatever the fuck it is, the suit. Not the suit, but number or letter. And once you have enough cards in the beer tab, or again, Truly, whatever, you'll hear that psst as it cracks open. Whoever sticks the card in it that gets that crack has to chug the beer. And then once the beer is chugged, you replace it with a new beer, and you keep the game going. And here are the rules for each card. Write these down, people. Write these down. Ace is waterfall. It means everybody drinks, starting with the person that picked out the card. Basically, they start chugging a beer, whatever they're drinking, and the other person keeps going. Once the person that started stops drinking, everybody else can stop.
or if you finish your
Yeah, it's
beer.
like follow the leader. I would say ace to the face, guys. Water ball.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Ace to the face. 2 is you. So you pick someone to drink. 3 is me. So that means you drink. 4 is whores, which is a little antiquated. So don't cancel us. It's just the rule. That means the ladies drink. 5. Now, sometimes we had it as 5 is guys. Sometimes it's 5 is bust a jive, which is create a little dance move, and then whoever fucks it up drinks. But it depends. That depends. Also, this one also depends. 6 is dicks, which is the way I played it, which is that guys drink. But they could replace with a different rule if you did 5 as guys, but 6 is dick.
Okay, so with the busted jive, if you did a dance move as the one that pulled the card, everyone had to mimic it to a T. So it's kind of like copycatting.
Exactly.
What you do.
Like I do like pa pa pa, and then you have to do it, and I think you add your own dance move at the end of it, like pa pa pa, and and another person pa pa pa.
Oh, I see. It's
Like,
kind of like a
keep
theater
going.
game.
Exactly like the theater game. 7 is point to heaven, so you just reach the sky. Last person to do so drinks. 8 is pick a mate. So you're not British, but you're picking someone to drink with you. Every time you take a drink, they drink. 9 is bust a rhyme. Great rapper, but you basically just gonna pick a word, and others must rhyme it or drink. And don't pick orange, you fucking jerks. Just play the game. 10 is categories. You pick like a category, and others need to say things in that category or drinks. Like, for example, you say types of car, and someone can be like Ford Mustang, Toyota Camry, whatever, and you keep going on, and so the person doesn't know, and they drink. Jack is never have I ever, so very fun game. You tend to find out a lot about people while playing kings, by the way. So watch if you're playing this with your first time girlfriend, folks. Queen is questions. So you have to ask someone a question, and if someone answers the question, they drink. So you basically just like, Simo, why are you so gay? And Simo's like, Carlos, why do you hate life so much? Or some shit like that. And you go back and forth so someone answers it. Now, king is in this rule that I see here, they have it as the person who picks the king drinks that last cup, that middle cup. But the way that I played it is you get to make a rule because you're the king. And it could be something like before you drink, you have to put a little man on the beer, and then or take him off the beer,
Take them
drink,
off.
and then take him off, drink, and then put him back on. And that could be the rule. Or you can't curse, or like you can't say people's names.
I
Or
would do the raptor rule.
what's the
You have
raptor
to
rule?
hold your hands like this, like a raptor, and that's how you had to drink your beer.
That's hilarious. And if
Dinosaur.
basically if you don't follow the rule, you drink, and the rule would stay on until the next person gets a king, and then they get to make a new rule. So that
Now, I would do things slightly different, just a little bit.
what's your style?
I think we probably did things very similarly, but ace waterfall, of course, 2 you, 3 me, 4 I would say floor. Everyone had to either touch the floor or put your thumb down on the table, and then 5 guys, 6 chicks, 7 heaven, 8 mate, 9 rhyme, 10 categories. Jack, never have I ever. Queen, the way we did questions was just that everyone had to go around and just ask like any question, but whoever hesitated and didn't do it in the form of a question is who drank. And then king, we didn't always have a can in the middle. We just had like a bowl or like a cup. And every time you picked a king, you would make a rule and also pour as much as you wanted to in this cup. And then whoever picked the last king had to drink what was in the cup, and you were encouraged to mix it up. So like I might be drinking jungle juice, you're drinking wine, and then Julie's drinking beer. So it would be a gross concoction.
That's disgusting. That is disgusting. But no,
So you wanted a king so you could make a rule, but you didn't want the king if it was the last one.
Totally. And I played it with the like 4 is floor thing and 6 is chicks. So yeah, there are different ways. I guess it's kind of like beer pong in the sense that people play with different house rules and they like to play it the way they like to play it. But it's a fun one, and again, it's a good one for a rainy day.
I love Kings.
Fuck yeah, and it's like you can play with as many people as you want, which is great. Yeah, have a good time. Kings is a good one.
College kids, I want you guys to hear me well when I say this. You have to post the rules because in the court of law, if it's not written down, it doesn't matter. Okay? All right. Next up on my list, I have just keg stand races. And a keg stand is when you have 2 or more people, depending on how strong they are, hold you upside down and you are holding onto the keg with each hand. And the tap is in your mouth and you are drinking while someone else is pumping. And the idea is to drink for as long as you can. And the whole crowd is going to count slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you just want to get the longest period of drinking without spitting it up or quitting like a quitter.
Totally. And you can make it you can do individual races or you can do relay races too, which is kind
of that's fun.
So and here's the thing, you gotta have, if you do it relay style, it's fun, but there's also a bit of strategy on it because you have to have someone who can actually pick you up fast enough and hold you steady so you can do the drink, get down, and keep moving. So you gotta be strategic in who you put in that lifting position. I was gonna say I was a really good chugger, so I was good at things like keg stands and shit like that. But
because you're able to open your throat up like a fucking champ.
That's how I got my bid.
That's how I got his bid. That's how I got into this fraternity. Yeah,
I did like 29 seconds once off of a keg that was filled with dark beer, though. It was Yingling. And it was gross. And I did it just to be an asshole to prove a point. You know what I mean? You can't do a keg stand on Yingling. It's like, oh yeah. And you really can't do a keg stand on Yingling. It's disgusting. But I acted like it was like delicious, and I went to the bathroom. It's just blue chunks.
You know what? I used to like Yingling Black and Tan, and I would use that in lieu of Guinness for a car bomb.
Yingling with a car bomb. But I don't know, because I like the taste of I don't like Guinness beer on its own that much. Like, to be honest, kind of too heavy. But with a car bomb, it almost tasted almost like chocolate milk. I don't know. It was like milk.
Yeah, but you had to drink it fast, otherwise it would like curdle.
It was disgusting if you did it.
Yeah. Does it curdle in your stomach after you drink it?
Well, that's what I was just about to ask. That's what I have to say. When I would drink a few of those a night, and my stomach would definitely feel like shit. So probably does.
Yeah.
But they were
don't
awesome.
ask me. I'm not the smart one on the pod. That's a you question. I can't read.
Feel like it definitely does. Not shock me at all.
What do you have next on your list?
Okay. Moving on up to my side. Moving on up. This is one that is fucking awesome. It's a slip and slide relay, people. And here's the thing. You basically can just buy a slip and slide on your own, or you can just make a slip and slide, which is how we did it. Literally just buy yourself a giant tarp at your local Home Depot, wherever the fuck you go for things like this. And you get a hose, you get a little soap, and spread down things. You're extra slippery, and then just lay the tarp down like a hilly area, something a little slight downhill, if you want, so you can go a little faster. And there you go. That's all you really need. And basically, you have at least teams of 4. And basically, what you do is you chug a beer or you shotgun a drink, whatever it is you want to do. Chug a beer, chug your mixed drink, shotgun, whatever, beer bong. Your choice is yours. And then you're going to go down the slip and slide. Woo! And once you get to the other end, you have to get up, which is honestly a lot harder than it sounds because you're like all slippery and shit, like, ah! Then you have to run back up to the top of the line, tag your partner, who then they have to chug their drink, mixed drink, whatever, and then make it down the slip and slide and do the same thing. You're going to do that until everybody's done. And here's the thing. It's pretty exhausting, actually, because you want to, you're running fast, you're slippery. It's tough to kind of catch your footing.
I
So,
love
like,
slip and slide.
some people are like, sometimes throw up just because they're out of shape. So you want to pick your team wisely here. It's not about your buddies, especially for us right now. We're dudes in our 30s. Some of our buddies are pretty out of shape right now. So you want to pick wisely who's on your team. It's very fun and it gets competitive. But I want to tell you, you want to make sure that you guys go around the other ends, opposite ends, when you're running up the slip and slide, or else you're going to run into each other. It's going to be a fucking shit show. So just know. But it's an epic game. Super fun.
You know what? Some people used to put baby oil on the slip and slides to make it more slippery, and it smelled good. I would always use, I did it a little bit differently. I would always use like bubble bath mix to make it slippery. And then at the very bottom, I would have a baby pool, a blow up baby pool. And then when you landed, it was all bubbly because every time you splash in there, it just regenerates the bubbles. You know what I mean?
That's smart. And the baby pool stops your momentum when you're sliding down.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you can slide out into the grass. And grass is weirdly sharp sometimes. It can like cut you when it's wet. So you gotta be careful with that shit. So yeah, that's a great idea. Actually, or we'd either keep sliding.
I'm smart sometimes. Heyo.
Or we'd like keep sliding until you hit a fence. Like,
Love it.
So yeah, baby pool, probably a better way to go. What you got next?
Next, I have. Let's go with. You know what a strikeout is? I've never done it.
I've done it. I used to pregame with them.
So I think I could be wrong, but I think a strikeout is when you take a big hit of weed, but typically it's from like a water bong, and then you keep it in, so you inhale it, keep it in, and then you pound a beer or like you do a beer bong, and then after that you do a shot real quick, a shot of liquor, and then you exhale the marijuana. Does it get you more drunk or something or more high?
I mean, you get fucked up because you're taking 2 shots or 2 drinks essentially with the beer and the thing. But also, since you're holding in the smoke in your brain, you kind of get a little lightheaded.
Oh, yeah?
So then when you exhale and you have the 2 drinks going down your system so fast, it's kind of like a whoa feeling for a second.
Yeah.
But we would even take that one step forward because I remember the strikeout. Forget it was in a movie that was really popular. I forgot which one it was. I don't know if it was like the American Pie movies or Road Trip, Euro Trip. It wasn't one of those. But we decided to take it a step further and call it a knockout. And it was very similar, but you would take a hit of a bong, pound a beer, take a shot, chug a mixed drink, and then take a hit of a cigarette. And then you exhale everything.
Oh, really? I thought you were going to say like you had to snort an Adderall.
Oh, no. Because the Adderall will keep you up. But then the cigarette, you already have the weed in your lungs. It's kind of tough. And you hit the cigarette. And like most of the time, you'd be like, whoa! But also you're taking 3 drinks at the same fucking time. So, you do that twice. And that's a
You guys are monsters. You know that? You guys are fucking monsters.
We were animals.
I could never.
That's why I can't do it anymore, man. That's why I drink once and I'm in bed for like 3 days after. I think I just had
me too. I had a couple beers last night. I wonder what it was. I only had maybe 2 or maybe I had 3. But I had such a migraine today, and I'm like, I have to figure out exactly which beer it was that gave this to me. Because I feel like 3 beers isn't enough to make me hungover, but there's some things that just give me migraines. Like red wine gives me migraines.
Yeah, me too.
Champagne gives me migraines. There's some of those like seltzer drinks that give me migraines, but not all of them. So I have to really like keep a journal.
Yeah, actually, same here. I don't know if they dehydrate you or what it is, but like some of them give me awful headaches. So I have to be careful with those. We should put them to the test.
What's your last one?
My last one, I think is. I mean, it was tough between this and the slip and slide because they're both equivalently fun, and
Yeah.
they make me feel like a little kid playing them. You know, you're so fucking giddy. This one is a drunken dizzy bat relay. Remember dizzy
Yes.
bats? Oh
Oh,
man,
close.
all you need is literally go to whatever local store you have, Walmart, Target, whatever the fuck you want, Target if you're fancy. Get those kids plastic baseball bats and get some booze. That's all you need. You basically put a little hole in the top of the bat so you can fill it with booze to a certain amount, and you have at least teams of 4. So you're on this end, someone on that end, and you have to chug the drink in the bat. Then you put your forehead to the top of the bat and on the ground, and you're gonna spin. Now, usually it's like 5 times, but depends on the game. You can do maybe 7 to 10 times. I would keep it in the 5 to 10, because here's the thing: you're already drunk, so your balance is a little off, and now you're getting really dizzy, and then you have to run over to your partner the other end and tag them, and they got to do it. And it is the funniest thing ever, even if you're not playing. If you're
Yeah,
watching,
someone has to record it. It is
yeah,
hilarious.
yes. I mean, it's so funny to just play. You're trying to run, and you see people collapsing, but watching it, dude. I've seen people break fences. I've seen people crash into each other. I've seen people go over fences. It is wild. It's such a fun game. And literally, it's one that it's so easy to do. I put this as first because the slip and slide can be very complicated. You need a lot of space to get set up. You need a hose.
Yeah.
Kind of dizzy bat. You need like what, $20 and you can play. So,
But you know what? I had no idea that you could just drill a hole in the bottom of like a wiffle ball bat, like the little plastic bat, and drink out of it. I had no idea. I just know that this was my favorite thing to do at the beach.
Yes, at the beach is a super fun one. And I think that's where it's probably the safest place to do it too, because if you fall over, at least you just land on sand. But it also works.
Like a volleyball player, like a badass.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I played it a lot in backyards at fraternity houses, and that's where fences ended up being damaged. So maybe have a little buffer of people who can kind of push you on the ground.
Yeah.
They're about to eat shit. And avoid tables with sharp corners and edges on it.
Correct.
I've seen some close.
Maybe you should be like, maybe you should just have some shoulder pads and knee pads and maybe wear a bubble.
I'm not quite.
Okay, well, here's my last one, which I think is the most fun. But have you ever been iced?
Yes.
You know what? Smirnoff Ice to me is kind of a gay drink, or associated with being kind of a gay drink because it's so sweet. The sweet drinks are what really gets me like the most sick at night. I feel like when I have too much sugar, I guess. I don't know. Or it could be the fact that I just had 20 drinks. So anyway, icing is kind of a drinking game. You almost like sabotage people. And so it's when you hide a bunch of Smirnoff Ices throughout your home or a party. And when another person finds it, they have to kneel and drink it. That's it. It's that easy.
And everybody around them was like, oh, here's the thing, you gotta be clever with it. And it's like, I had one where I went to this girl's birthday. And here's the thing, she had a boyfriend at the time. And so I show up and I have a gift for her. And it's like this nice box. And it looks so nicely wrapped that even the boyfriend was like, what the fuck is this guy like giving a gift to my girl when I'm right here? He has a jealous face. And she's like looking around like, oh my God, you didn't have to. Everybody's like, what the fuck? Opens the thing. There's an ice just sitting right there. And everybody was like, oh! And even the boyfriend was like, oh man, you got me, dude. You got me. And then I pulled out the rest of the pack. Like, here you go. Happy birthday, whatever. But it got such a great reaction. I was like, okay, that's it. I don't think I can top this one.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, a lot of people would drive up to their friends' houses and put a Smirnoff Ice on their porch and ring the doorbell and run away. And they come out and be like, what's this? What is this? You just got fucking iced, motherfucker.
Yeah, ice.
I love that shit.
The best is when someone who's talking shit got iced too. Like I don't know, cocky people getting iced just was such a good
I haven't done it in a while. Now what I do is I'll drink like my Corona and I'll hand it to someone else and say, hey, you take a sip. And then after they take a sip, I say, hey, you just been Corona'd because I tested positive this morning. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh God. that's why I don't share drinks with you anymore. You can never be safe.
Smart move, homie.
All right, you guys. Well, oh God, that has been our list. So let us know what you thought. Are you prepared for summer now? Are you prepared for the 4th of July? Are you prepared to be the coolest? Let us know on all social channels. And if there's any fun drinking games that we missed that you want us to let us know about, we're trying to be cool again. Let us know on all social channels at Frat Chat Podcast. That's on Instagram. That's on Facebook. That's on Twitter. That's on YouTube. Give me a follow as well at Carlos Does the World. That's on Instagram. That's on TikTok. That's on Facebook. That's on YouTube. And Carlos Does the World on Twitter. And follow my good buddy Simo over there at Chris.Moore.comedy on Instagram, on TikTok, and of course at C More Comedy on Twitter. Oh yeah! Do it right now. Just do it. Come on, man. Wait for you for a second. So you go get on Instagram, put up Carlos of the World, Chris.Moore.comedy, at Frat Chat Podcast. We got time. We got nothing better to do.
I tend to search Randy Blue gay porn. And I got a box of tissues and some lotion on standby.
We good. We good. So,
And maybe a banana.
So now you guys have followed us. Now I can thank you.
Yep.
And
Thank you so much.
And of course, just tomorrow, we will be back next week with another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time. But first, why don't you get us out of here?
Well, I motioned this meeting. Wait. This is the first time I messed that up. I motioned to a. Maybe. I shouldn't smoke before recording. I motioned to adjourn this meeting so I can go play beer pong.
And I second. All right. We're back next week with another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time. The Frat Chat Podcast. See ya.
Ciao.